The majority of wrestling matches have this thing called a build. You know what I went over with on the previous AEW video? That Adam Cole vs MJF match at All In was fantastic because of its build. If you weren't watching the weekly TV, it wouldn't have meant much though, which is why I made this video. However, wrestling matches don't always need a build. I say this because Ospreay vs Takeshita had a total of one TV segment where both men were even present. Now, would you believe me if I told you that at Revolution, this was one of the best matches I've ever seen? I was there. I was one of these 16,000 people in attendance who saw this match, and honestly, I couldn't speak without my voice cracking for the next few days after. This match kicked so much ass, and none of it was to do with the story, but rather the scale of it. Many people theorize what wrestling should be, and the answer to me is entertaining/engaging. Am I satisfied watching the product in front of me? I enjoy pretty much all styles of wrestling. This could be hardcore, story-based, strong style, and lucha. They're all so much fun to me. If you're one of those people who think AEW is moves over story, then matches like this prove you're sort of right, but that isn't a bad thing when the moves include a gruesome looking tiger driver and a jumping elbow strike to the head. Also, just make sure the IWC hears this, please understand that enforcing that wrestling has to be one specific style is very toxic, and most people should be open to matches of all the varieties. Seriously, the amount of athleticism required to do what these two men do is insane. Now allow me to explain the sheer hype of Konosuke Takeshita versus Will Ospreay and give a brief analysis on workhorse style of wrestling. Will Ospreay is one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. In 2023, people were wondering what company he would sign for, as his contract was running out. He ended up signing for AEW, and everyone was pumped about it. The amount of dream matches that were now possible honestly overwhelmed me with all of its potential. Thankfully, one of them got fulfilled immediately. Konosuke Takeshita is the most underrated guy around. He was a Japanese wrestler sent on an excursion to AEW, but ended up signing a contract with AEW instead of going back to Japan. He was someone who constantly improved in the ring. Each match he had got better and better, to the point where he might be one of the best workers ever. Like seriously, he has never disappointed in a singles match. Just look at his Darby Allin singles match on Dynamite that randomly went hard for no reason. The only bit of story this match had was that they were both a part of the Don Callis family. And that's where Takeshita beat two former AEW World Heavyweight Champions in Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. So Don Callis deemed the main roster of AEW unworthy for Takeshita and thought to have a family exhibition with Will Ospreay. Wrestling usually requires at least some break time. Time for the wrestlers to catch their breath or maybe do a taunt. The thing about Will Ospreay Takeshita is that there is very little rest. It's a 20-minute match where they rarely stop. Run at a decent enough speed for 20 straight minutes and tell me how you feel, and then you'll realize how much goddamn athleticism is required for this match. Take a look at this sequence. We go from a reversal of Ospreay's Stormbreaker from Takeshita, then another reversal from Ospreay into a jumping pile driver. First off, that kind of sequencing is crazy as it's essentially 3 reversals back to back. A normal match would basically say, okay, that's enough, take a break. But no, this is Ospreay versus Takeshita, damn it, and these two don't abide by your rules. Takeshita immediately goes into a wheelbarrow suplex, and now you must think, okay, we're done now, right? Wrong, stop assuming. Ospreay immediately gets up, no-sells it like a badass, and then does a hidden blade in which Takeshita runs into it to make it look even more powerful. Then we get a pin, and it's a kick out at 1! This match structure of just pure escalation and drama done through just the visual aspect is something that's only possible when the crowd of the match is so hyped. And trust me, I know it was hyped because I was there. We were so loud, and watching the broadcast, the escalation of the crowd's loudness is clear. I was one of those 16,000 people screaming my ass off over two grown, half-naked men pretending to fight. The story didn't need to be conveyed on TV because it was done through just visuals. The story of two men at their physical peak battling it out for no other reason but to win. I personally feel like I was a part of this story, raising the hype and atmosphere behind this match. I was one of those 1,000 people adding to the story of this epic battle. Seriously, if you are a wrestling fan or even halfway interested in wrestling, you need to watch this match. I think this is one of the best matches currently around when it comes to getting people into wrestling. It's fast, it's quick, and it is simply awesome. Never in my life have I seen a match with this much going on physically. See you all later. Psych! That's what I would be saying if Will Ospreay didn't just go on free TV and wrestle Kyle Fletcher to another 20-minute banger and then tease a match against Bryan Danielson. What is going on?
Oh no. Ospreay. One winged angel. Nobody kicks out. It's